Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be asking for any signs or symbols that you might see before you meet your soulmate. This is going to be less of a traditional reading of the meaning of the cards and more just looking for symbolism. And we'll see how it goes. I've never done a reading like this before, so it'll be a new experience. And with that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever pile is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the pink flower, then this is going to be a reading for today about the signs and symbols that you might see before you meet your soulmate. And as I said, we are going to be doing more of like just looking at the symbolism on the cards and less about like the deeper meaning of what the cards are saying. And I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit more surface level than I normally do. But we'll see what the cards say, and and I might feel compelled to share some deeper messages, but we'll just see what comes out in the cards. I've never done this kind of reading before, and I'm excited. So with that said, let us get started with the tarot. What signs and symbols might Pile 1 see before they meet their soulmate spirit? What signs and symbols might Pile 1 see before they meet their soulmate spirit? What signs? Okay. All right. Okay, we do have the Ten of Swords. Signs and symbols might Pile 1 see before they meet their soulmate spirit? What signs and symbols might Pile... Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say was there might be things that you notice in the cards that I don't see while I'm talking. And if you do notice like a sign or symbol that is significant for you, I would take that as confirmation that is for you, regardless of whether I mention it or not. Okay, and then we have the Tower. And again, I want to reiterate, this is not about... like the deeper meaning of the cards. So I wouldn't worry if we have the Ten of Swords and the Tower. It's not a bad thing. So, Spirit, what signs and symbols might Pile 1 see before they meet their soulmate spirit? So, okay. Oh, okay. We have the Ace of Wands. What symbols might Pile 1 see? Okay, and then we have... Alright, we have the Three of Swords. I'm just going to try and neaten them up here. We have the Three of Swords and Judgment. So I want to say right off the bat, all the figures on the cards have dark hair. So you might have dark hair, and if you get like a long dark hair, then you might recognize this as your Pile, or it could be at a time in your life when you meet somebody new or make a new friend who has long dark hair. This might also be saying to look for somebody who has long dark hair, and that might be something that is true about your soulmate, like depending on what kind of thing you're into, if you like people with long hair or not, and again, like they could be any gender and have long dark hair. So that was something that I noticed initially right off the bat. And then this person I think also has purple hair. So there could be a message there about purple hair or somebody who dyes their hair as well. And then in terms of animal symbolism, we have a blackbird here, either a crow or a raven, another one on the Three of Swords. I know that swords can sometimes be associated with crows or ravens because they're symbolic of spiritual messengers. So you might be seeing a lot of blackbirds, crows, or ravens around. And then we also have there's lots of cats on the deck has a lot of cats in it because they're a common witches familiar, but there are like cats on a lot of these cards as well, so that could be saying, and I think that these two might be calicos and these two are black cats. So you might also see cats, particularly black cats or calico cats, or like spotted patchy cats. You might get a cat around the time when you meet your soulmate, or your soulmate might have a cat and be a cat lover, and that might be a sign or symbol for you about that. Something that just came to me as I was looking at this Tower card is there is a red flag on the ground there, and this person who just stabbed the other person on the Ten of Swords is wearing a red cape. There's red on the Three of Swords, so this could also be at a time when you are practicing discernment. Like you've really worked on noticing red flags in people. And a message that is coming through is, if you see red flags, it's not your soulmate. So that's something that it doesn't directly answer the question we're asking today, but that's another thing that's coming through is like you might meet people before you meet your soulmate and think like, oh, okay, is this the person? Is this them? Because you might be seeing other signs and symbols that we might talk about today. Because your soulmate is close, you're getting close to meeting them. But again, if you see red flags, that's a message from Spirit that is not your soulmate, and that your soulmate probably coming soon. So, and I know that can vibe with the idea that sometimes spirits puts people in our path. Like, I don't want to say it's like they're testing us, you know, but it's more just like they're just trying to see, you know, whether we're ready or not. To put it that way. Like, it's not in a malicious way, or like saying like you have to pass this test or you can't have your soulmate. You know, it's not like that. It's just, you know, it's like an opportunity to practice discernment. That's all. And I think that Spirit, you know, they want to know that you are ready to have like a really healthy relationship with your soulmate. That's all. And the other thing that I noticed right away when this card came out is it's a beautiful sunset. I see it as a sunset because it's the Ten of Swords. It's the end of a cycle, it's something ending. The sun is setting on this phase of your life. Also, this tree is bare. It doesn't have any leaves on it, which is the sunset vibes, the tree, and then the crow there are giving me autumn energy, reminding me of autumn time. So that could be a message for somebody that it might be around autumn time when like the sun is setting on the summer, if that makes sense. That's something that's coming through on this card. And you know, if we do want to go a bit into the deeper meaning of the cards here, this could also be saying it's going to be at a time when when you're at the end of some sort of cycle, and you might have had like an awesome summer, and then it's going to be like at the turning of the seasons when something is ending. So if that resonates for you, because there is also like summer weather here, you know, with the if you live in a place that experiences 4 seasons, I want to put it that way. You know, some of you might be watching and you don't have like a clear change in the weather, but if you live somewhere where you do, it's like there's cards here that would depict summertime to me. And then I'm being drawn to it, so it could be like the end of summer. And I am filming this in May, so that could be saying like you might start noticing some of these signs and symbols over the summer. You might meet people that might like kind of give up red flags, and then maybe towards the end of the summertime, towards the autumn, towards maybe Halloween time, you might, you know, that might be around when your soulmate comes into your life. So that was another thing that I was seeing there. And then with the Ace of Wands, there's lots of symbols here because they are associated with the Ace of Wands. First of all, you might go camping or be interested in camping or be invited on a camping trip. That might be something that resonates for you because there is a campfire here. And there is, you know, the tower here is smoking, so it might be at a time when there might be like a bonfire or a campfire, if that resonates for you. It might also be during a time when you're learning something new or pursuing a creative hobby, going on a trip, going on an adventure, because we have, you know, a paintbrush, and I see this as a conductor's wand, but it could also be associated with witchcraft. If you're getting into witchcraft, there's music notes here, there's a leaf, you might be getting into like herbology or herbalism, if that resonates for you. And with the map here, again, you might be traveling, going on a trip, or just thinking about it a lot. And then we have a quill and a book, so you could also be interested in writing, taking a writing class, however that resonates for you. But it's with the energy of the Ace of Wands, might be at a time in your life when you are interested in pursuing new hobbies. And it could be that you might have like a moment where an idea occurs to you about something that you want to try to do, and that might be, you know, you could take this as confirmation from Spirit to pursue that path, because it might put you like on the path towards meeting your soulmate, if that resonates for you. We also have a quill and a journal here, so this might also be encouragement from Spirit that if you have been journaling, to continue to do so, and you might want to take up journaling. That might help. And this could also be if you're trying to manifest your soulmate. This might be a message that journaling, scripting, that kind of thing might be very helpful for you, and might in fact help bring this person into your life a little bit faster, if that resonates for you. This also, there's a storm outside this window, so it could be, if you don't necessarily live in a place where there's like all 4 seasons, you might have like a stormy season where you live, and that might be, I'm not super familiar with like the climates of other places, and you know, and where I live we do have like 4 distinct seasons, so that's what I'm familiar with. But if there is a time in the year when you do have a stormy season where you live, this could also be saying that that is what applies to you more than the message of autumn or Halloween time, if that wasn't resonating for you. It could be during a stormy or rainy season, or if you've been having like a lot of inclement bad weather. You know, I know the weather's been, you know, because of climate change, it's been, you know, changing. So, you know, just take that however it resonates. And then we do have also on this card a box of chocolates. And I do realize it has swords in it, but it could be, this could also be talking about heart chakra healing, if that's resonating for you, especially with the, you know, the actual message of the 3 of Swords. There might be like this might be coming at a time when you are working on your heart chakra. That's what I wanted to say. It could also be somebody in your life might be coming towards you with a romantic gesture. That might be why we have this red flag here, you know, about just a warning to use your discernment, or an opportunity to practice noticing red flags and saying, okay, I don't need to pursue everybody who comes towards me, but there might be people making romantic offers or gestures towards you with the box of chocolates. This could also be saying, if you're resonating with this, something that I have learned from other readers' channels is a great way to work on, it's manifestation related, and it's also self-care related, is you know, if you're not currently, I mean, you are watching this video, if you're not currently in a romantic relationship, a great way to kind of express to the universe the way that you do want to be treated in a relationship is to treat yourself as though you are your own partner. So, so for example, on Valentine's Day, even though I don't have a partner in the 3D, I would buy myself chocolates. I would take myself out on a date or a nice dinner, have like a nice movie, however I prefer to spend Valentine's Day. For me personally, I like to watch, I stayed in and watched a movie and ate popcorn, and then and I bought myself like a teddy bear and a box of chocolates and some flowers, and that was just a kind of a way to, first of all, to make me feel good, you know, as an act of self-care. And then it was also a way for me to communicate to the universe, like, I don't want to be ignored on Valentine's Day. I do enjoy romantic gestures. These are the type of gestures I like. This is how I want to spend romantic holidays, you know, and that can also be a good manifestation energy, because we're communicating to the universe how we want to be treated. So that might be something that you are working on around the time. This could also be saying it might happen around Valentine's Day, if that resonates for you, just because of the heart-shaped box of chocolates. So, but you know, if you're working on your heart chakra, you might be working on, you know, on treating yourself like the partner that you want. And that might also be, in addition to scripting or journaling, might also be a great way to manifest this coming in sooner than what the signs and symbols here are saying. So I want to say, it's like you could potentially shift the timeline here by doing manifestation work. And there's also messages here about specific times of year. Might be a rainy season, summertime, moving into autumn, however that resonates for you. I'm not really seeing any kind of like winter or snowy imagery here. So I wanted to say that. And then on this card, there is a connection with music, obviously. You know, there are music notes here. There's also, you know, this person's playing a horn or a flute or an instrument of some kind, and so that might be something that resonates for you if you're very into music. You might be like learning how to play an instrument, or practicing singing, or you might be going to like a concert. And that might be something that's like around the time, if you have already planned to go to a concert or something like that, or there's something you're like thinking about, a band you want to see, something like that. It might be saying that around that time, is around the time when you might meet your soulmate, or that could be the place where you meet them if that's resonating for you. There's also a butterfly in this card, which is a symbol of transformation. So then there is there's actually quite a bit of transformative energy here, because we have the 10, the end of the cycle, the ace, the beginning of the cycle. If you do have a tower moment, I wasn't going to interpret it that way, but there might be, because there's there's the end of a cycle, a tower, and then the beginning of the cycle. There might be, and if there's Three of Swords, there might be healing from past heartbreaks, past wounds that you are doing. And then with the transformative energy on the Judgment card, which is also associated with spiritual ascension, spiritual awakenings, continuing to walk down our divine path, maybe discovering what our divine path is and feeling spiritually guided. That's a message of the Judgment card. So if we are doing the narrative of the cards here, you might be going through like a transformation around the time, or have just like completed a transformation or an evolution around the time when you meet your soulmate. And if you've already been working on that, the message here is you're doing great. Keep going, this could also be saying, if you're not necessarily vibing with the idea that this is like literally about music, this could also be saying that this is a time when you are feeling carefree. When you are feeling unburdened and feeling like maybe if there was some heart chakra work here that was important to do. It's like the energy of manifestation, like a really powerful manifestation energy is the faith in divine timing, and that is something that I would associate with the person on this card, or regardless of whether that's a traditional interpretation of this card, because they're just playing music and they're like happily going along their way. There's nothing to worry about. Spirit has their back, and they're kind of leaving this Three of Swords behind, if that resonates for you. So that's what I'm seeing in the tarot cards. And then I did want to use the dragon cards again because I think they're cool. Hopefully there's enough room here. Sorry, pile one. I just wanted to adjust the cards so they were all in frame. Okay, so we have the Golden Atlantean Dragon, which helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. It says, awaken, which I would definitely associate with the Judgment card, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, which I would definitely associate with the Ace of Wands, and reclaim your mastery. So there might also be a message here if we're overcoming something that has to do with past trauma, past heartbreak, past betrayal. If there's some sort of transformation and expansion in the heart chakra there with reclaim your mastery. Somebody might have treated you very cruelly or shut you down or tried to gaslight you or tell you weren't good enough or there's no reason to pursue your dreams, and you might be overcoming that. And then the other thing is, if you were resonating with the idea of the Ace of Wands about pursuing something new, pursuing a creative hobby or interest or talent, or if you wanted to maybe invest in something that were like a money-making venture or a new project, or try to pursue a creative career in some way. Like if you were really into like knitting and you wanted to open an Etsy shop, or however this resonates for you. Again, if you wanted to learn an instrument or something like that, it's like you have divine gifts and talents, and you might not yet have discovered something that is a divine gift that you have that might be associated with creativity, with the creative energy here, or it could be associated with your heart chakra, with the first of all, you might have a divine gift for manifestation. That might be something. And then it could also be with like processing your emotions. There might be like wisdoms and insights that maybe if you journal about your feelings, if you're resonating with the idea of something happening in your past that you're trying to heal, journaling might be very helpful for you. Sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place. But there might be some divine gift that you have not yet rediscovered, that your soul knows that you have this gift, your higher self knows that you have this gift, but it's like when you're going on a journey of self-discovery, and that could include, again, pursuing some sort of creative talent or hobby, or just something new, some new skill. It's the Ace of Wands, something new that I'm being drawn to here. That it might be something that And I'm not going to say that like you're going to be an expert at it immediately, but it might be something that just sparks your passion, like it sparks your creativity, and you do have a natural talent at it. You know, even if you're not excellent at it immediately, you know, you do have a natural gift for something that I think it's around a time when something is sparking your passion, sparking your creativity, and it's helping you kind of maybe release some things from your past that I think is associated with this golden Atlantean dragon here, and then there might be a connection with Atlantis there. I'm not an expert. I don't really know about it, but you might want to look up spirituality related to Atlantis. Might be something that is resonating for you. And then with Awaken, this judgment card could be saying you might go through some sort of spiritual expansion or ascension around the time when you will meet your soulmate, which might be sometime over the summer, because it is May right now, and in the northern hemisphere we're approaching summertime, you know, and or like moving into autumn, and or around like a rainy season, if that is resonating for you. Oh, and then the other thing is there's a crystal on this card. You know, I don't know what kind of crystal it is. It might be, but it looks clear or like a light blue crystal. So I'm being drawn to maybe a clear quartz or a aquamarine. Might be good crystals for you to work with, or maybe selenite. Might be also, we have selenite right here. Might also be a good crystal for you. And this could also be saying you might get really into crystals, you know, and you might want to like open a crystal shop, or just explore how you can work with crystals in your life. So that might also be a connection there. Oh, and then I just noticed there's columns on this card. So you might be traveling somewhere where they have like a lot of architecture that has a lot of these types of columns. Again, I'm not an expert, but I know there are different places in the world where a lot of like the ancient architecture has these columns, or you might be seeing up buildings that have a lot of this type of architecture, and that might be a sign for you that it's like going to be around that time, or you might travel to a city. Like I know that there are buildings in Washington DC that have this kind of architecture, that might resonate for you if you're planning a trip there, or if that resonates for you in any way. So I wanted to mention that as well. Okay, and then we have communication with the P. This is associated with Earth, it's associated with Pisces, and there is another inkwell here. You know, we have a quill here, a quill and an inkwell there, and a quill and an inkwell there. So that might be strong encouragement from Spirit to practice writing. Even if you're not good at it, even if you don't enjoy it, there might be some aspect to, and it could just be like just writing scripting. If you haven't gotten into scripting because you're not big into writing and you don't enjoy that, even scripting in like point form, you know, even like in a secret code to yourself, you know, might be something that Spirit is really encouraging you to do, or journaling about your feelings, trying to process things through journaling, and or trying to do manifestation work through scripting. Those are two things that are coming, because we have a lot of imagery related to inkwells and quills. So, and it could even be calligraphy, might be another thing that you might be getting into. So I wanted to mention that. And then because quills are made from feathers, and we have a bird here who's dropping a feather, feathers might also be symbols for you. If you see feathers when you're walking outside, or they might just be a sign from Spirit that your soulmate is near. And then I also forgot to mention that butterflies are a symbol of transformation. You might also see a lot of butterflies around the time, you know, when which would make sense during summertime. But around the time when you're going to meet your soulmate, you might see a lot of butterflies. And then we do have Pisces, and so this could be saying that if the summertime moving into autumn doesn't resonate for you, you could meet this person near Pisces season, which is the end of February, beginning of March. And it could also be saying you might be an earth sign, or they might be an earth sign. If you meet somebody new that has long dark hair, that person might be an earth sign. And if we're going with the interpretation of like when in the year it might happen, this person might happen during Taurus season. We're just coming to the end of Taurus season right now when I'm filming this, and this video might be up when we've moved on to Gemini, but you know, we'll see, you know, that might resonate for you. This could also be saying during Virgo season, which is the end of August, beginning of September, which would vibe with things that I was seeing up there. And again, it could also be talking about Capricorn, which would be towards the end of the year, which is, I believe, the end of December, beginning of January for Capricorn. So if any of that is resonating for you, those are just like some time frames associated with the element of Earth. And then we do have 2, so that could also be talking about February, and then Pisces was the end of February. That's just some possible time frames. And we do have leaves on this card as well, and we have a leaf here, so that could also be saying you might be getting into like herbalism or like a natural witchcraft, if that is something that resonates for you. Just take whatever resonates. Ooh, and then we have abundance with grape, which is associated with the element of water, the sign of Sagittarius. We have an amulet here, the moon, more leaves. This could also be saying this might happen when the leaves are falling. And it is associated with the number 23 and the concept of abundance. I forgot to tell you that it is associated with communication, so this could also be saying learning how to express yourself in different creative ways, and maybe journaling might be helpful in terms of figuring out how to express your thoughts and feelings. If that is resonating for you, there might be a connection there with the communication here. So I wanted to say that. And then the abundance might be saying that this is happening during a time in your life when you are experiencing more abundance. And then we have an association possibly between Sagittarius and the Ace of Wands in terms of exploring your potential, seeing what's out there, maybe wanting to travel or try new things. It might be associated with Sagittarius. You might also be a Sagittarius moon. If that resonates for you, only take it if it resonates. Or your soulmate might be Sagittarius moon. This could also be saying there might be some moon phase that is significant around the time when you will meet your soulmate, or you might just be like really drawn to the moon or working with the moon if you're getting more into your spirituality, if you are beginning to practice witchcraft, if that is something that resonates for you, and really working with moon phases, moon cycles might be helpful there, or there might be like an eclipse or something going on, some significant lunar event that might happen before you meet this person. You might also, with this amulet here, it's reminding me of like an evil eye kind of necklace. You might be, and if you're getting into crystals, that might be something that you might either wear like protective crystals, maybe like a black tourmaline or something, to protect yourself, and or be wearing a necklace or a ring or some sort of jewelry with an evil eye on it, that for protection to help you. That might be something that you see a lot or you just start getting into before you meet this person. And then we do have the 23 reduces to 5, which is a number associated with change, and we do have that butterfly and some transformative energy here. So you might be going through a transitional phase or a transformative phase, and you might have some sort of tower moment. Whatever it is, I don't know that it's going to be like super traumatic for you. I think it might be like a necessary change that might just be unexpected. But this card is associated with abundance, so it might be that more abundance is coming in for you, and that might be some sort of unexpected change related to that. And just take whatever resonates. Feel free to claim a time frame that works for you. And I did say, and I do see that you could have a big influence on the timeline here, depending on the choices you make and the actions that you take, and whether you're doing manifestation work or not. That could be very helpful for you. And then, we have the seahorse spirit. And these are these are just going to be simple interpretations this is associated with water, but this could be saying that you're going to see, like, seahorses might be a symbol for you that you see a lot before, and seahorses mate for life, I believe. And so that might be a symbol that that spirit shows you a lot, or that your soulmate, his higher self, might be sending to you as a sign that they're near. You might go on a beach vacation or be near the ocean. You might go snorkeling or scuba diving, or whatever resonates for you before you meet this person. Or that might be like something like, if you're resonating with the idea of maybe traveling, that might be something that's like a part of the trip that you're on. That might be like a symbol that this person is close. Or if you're working with Aphrodite, maybe doing some tributes to her, or if you have like an altar to Aphrodite, or like however that resonates for you, you know, that she is also associated with the sea, and particularly like seashells, but that might be also be, there might be a connection there, however that resonates for you. And with the seahorse, that it's a very cute symbol and I love it. And then and then we have duck. So that could also be something that that you might see a lot, especially if this is happening like over the summertime. You might be somewhere in the world where you know, there are a lot of ducks around, like just ponds that have ducks in them. You know, maybe if you go camping, there you might see like wild ducks around. You might live near a park where there are ducks. There's lots of outdoors energy here, and you know, and this might also be saying like going on nature walks where you might see ducks over the summer or in the fall, if that's possible for you. That might also be a sign or a symbol that you are about to meet your soulmate. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, if you see, you might be seeing other things in the cards that I haven't noticed. And if so, please feel free to share those in the comments, and feel free to claim whatever is here that that is resonating for you. And with that said, I am going to end the reading here for you today, pile 1. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below, let me know how it resonated for you. And if you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the green flower, then this is going to be your reading for today about the signs and symbols that you might see before you meet your soulmate. I do want to say that whatever cards come out, we're not really going to get into like the deeper meaning of the cards here. It's more just like the symbolism that is on the cards of different, maybe some animals and whatever symbolism is on the cards. And then we might touch on the meaning a little bit in terms of just getting some context around maybe a time frame. But again, this is not meant to be like a super deep reading. So, you know, we'll see what comes out in the cards. And there might also be signs and symbols that you notice on the cards that I don't see while I'm doing the reading. And if that's the case, please feel free to claim whatever is resonating for you, and you might have specific signs that that you know that your spirit guides send you, or you know that your soulmate's higher self is sending you. And if you see those signs, then I would take that as a confirmation that this is your pile, and that there might be additional stuff that spirit wants to bring your attention to, but we'll just see whatever comes out in the cards. And with that said, let us get into it. Okay, what signs and symbols might pile 2 see before they meet their soulmate? Okay. We have, all right, we got the 10 of Wands. Oh, okay, a lot of cards came out. Okay. I'm going to try to line them up. The Ace of Pentacles. Strength. The 3 of Wands. Okay, let's get one more. What signs and spirits might pile 2 spirits? What signs and symbols? Okay, we have one more. Okay, and we have the 9 of Cups. And again, we're not really going to get into like the deeper meanings here, but I am noticing that all of these cards are outside. So this might be a time period where you are spending a lot of time outside. You might be reconnecting with nature. You might feel really compelled to go on a trip, or to take like long nature walks, if that is something that is possible for you. This might also be saying, if you live in a place where there are 4 seasons, this might also be saying that this might be like spring or summertime when there's no snow on the ground, because I'm not seeing snow anywhere. We do have the beach here, so this could be saying that you might take a beach vacation or live somewhere near a beach, and you might be meditating on the beach. That might be something that resonates for you. This also looks like a country house to me on the Ace of Pentacles card, so that could be saying you might live in the country, you might take a vacation to the countryside, you might have like a cottage or a cabin somewhere that you use as kind of like a retreat. So this could be saying when you are at a time in your life when you have the time and resources to take a vacation, might be something that resonates for you. We do also have a tornado on the Strength card, so that could be saying that if tornadoes are something that do happen where you live, it might be during like tornado season or around like there might be a major weather event that happens. That might happen around the time before you meet your soulmate. And then I'm also noticing on these three cards in particular, it looks like long grass. So that might be something that resonates for you, as maybe like something around the place where you live, or you might be traveling to a place where there's lots of long grass, and it's like fields of long grass, or like a meadow with a lot of grass in it. And then again, there's like a cliffside there, and this looks like a mountain that this person is walking up. So there might also be like hiking or a mountainous terrain that might resonate for you, and there are hills in the background of this card as well. So that's kind of what I'm noticing about the landscape here. And I am noticing there's lots of cats on in this deck, because a cat is a common witch's familiar. But there's a cat on every single one of these cards. And there's three black cats here. So black cats might also be a sign or a symbol that you might see before you meet your person. They're also a symbol of Halloween, so it could be sometime maybe around Halloween time that if that resonates for you. Or this could be saying it could be around the time when you get a cat, when you get another cat, or when this could be saying that your soulmate owns a cat, and that might be like a sign for you if you meet somebody new and they are a cat lover. That could be a sign for you that it is your soulmate, if that's resonating for you. There is also a lizard on this card, a lion on that card, and a crab on this card. And the lizard, I don't know that that's associated with like a specific astrological sign, but this could also be saying if you live in a place where there are a lot of lizards around, then you might see a lot of them. That might also be like another symbol that appears to you a lot before you meet your soulmate. You could be traveling, if you're resonating with the idea of traveling somewhere, you could be traveling to a place of the world where there are a lot of lizards around, and that could again be a symbol for you. And then we have the lion and the crab. Could be saying Leo or Cancer. If you're resonating with the idea of maybe this happening over summertime, that would speak to me about any time between June and August. Inclusive, might be, there's more summertime messages there with Cancer and Leo. That could also be saying you might have Leo or Cancer placements, or your soulmate might have Leo or Cancer placements, and that might be another confirmation for you. If you meet somebody who is a Leo or a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, that might be a way to confirm that that person is a soulmate, if that's resonating for you. And or you might be traveling to a place in the world where you might see lions or crabs, especially if you're going to the beach, and or you might be going to the zoo. If it's not possible for you to travel somewhere where there are lions, there might be lions at the local zoo, and that might be a place where there's also like a lizard house there, and there might be like aquatic exhibits. I don't know, but that might also resonate for you. And if we are going to get into more of like actually interpreting the traditional meanings of these cards, maybe touch on that a little bit. You might be ending a cycle in your life. We have a 10 followed by an ace. You might be ending a cycle in your life where you might have taken on too much, had too many responsibilities, just had too much going on, and instead with the Ace of Pentacles, you are starting to commit your energy to something new, or some maybe your previous job you were overworked and underpaid and undervalued. You might quit and start something new, start a new job, or start working working on a new project, something that that makes you feel hopeful, and it's like it's a positive message about committing your energy and resources, and that could also be in the sense of, if it's not related to your career, it could also be in the sense of committing to self-care, if that is something that resonates for you. This could also be saying you might be ending a time in your life where you might not have had the time or energy for a relationship, and beginning a time in your life where you are ready to commit to something new. That is definitely a message of the Ace of Pentacles. The Strength and the Three of Wands here, this is telling me, talking to me about being in an energy where you might recognize you're ready for something new. You're also not forcing it. You know, it's like you know that you will meet your soulmate when you're meant to, in divine timing. Spirit has your back. The universe has got this. You might be doing manifestation work if that resonates for you. But this is an energy of having faith, that the things that are meant for you are going to come towards you in the way and the time when they are meant to. And the Nine of Cups being here would tell me that you know, you might have other manifestations coming in that are making you feel very emotionally fulfilled, and like you might have other wish fulfillments coming in around the time when your soulmate will also come in. So this could be a message that everything's going to come in together, everything's going to happen all at once, with the you know, the wish fulfillment message of the Nine of Cups. And that might apply if you have been trying to manifest more opportunities for travel, a new job, and some new opportunity related to money. If that's resonating for you, it might all happen all at once. It could be that you are going to meet your soulmate at a new job. That could be something here. And then I am seeing like a sunrise and a sunset. So this could be saying that this will be around a time when, you know, when it could be talking about like the transit, you know, as we were saying with the 10 and then the Ace, a transitional time, when the sun sets on something and starts rising on something else. And or this could be saying like you might travel to or be in a place in the world where you are noticing beautiful sunsets or beautiful sunrises. You might have lived somewhere where you couldn't really see the sky. You know, with this, on the Strength card, there might have been like a lot of light pollution, or you know, you might have lived in like a dense city where, you know, if you're not like at the top floor of a high rise, it's hard to see the sunrise and the sunset. You know, that might not have been possible. You might be moving somewhere or traveling somewhere. The Ace of Pentacles could talk about moving to a new place, if that's resonating for you, that where you can see the sunset and the sunrise and there's like a beautiful view. That might be something that resonates for you. And I also want to say, because I did mention it for pile one, the witches on their cards all had long dark hair. So I was thinking maybe it might be somebody with long dark hair who comes towards them. On your cards, we have a range of different hair colors here, but they all have long hair. So this might be saying you might be growing out your hair. You might dye your hair a different color, or you might meet people. This person, to me, looks like they have strawberry blonde hair. This person has maybe like a dirty blonde hair. This person has, you know, like a light brown blondie hair, and then this person has red hair, and then this person has long black hair, and then these two people have curly hair. So there's and this one has wavy hair. So there's like a wide range here, but you might be traveling somewhere where they have lighter hair. If that resonates for you, where like there's a large portion of the population who has very light hair, I know that there are places like that in the world. If that is something that resonates for you, or again, you might be changing your hair color, or with the range here, the difference here, this can also be saying if you've been trying to manifest more friendships, more connections with people, more opportunities for yourself, that might lead to meeting new people. This could also be saying you might just be meeting a lot of new people, especially if you're trying to manifest new people, and your manifestations are starting to come in around the time when you meet your soulmate. That could be saying that that's just a confirmation. You might be meeting a bunch of different people, if that's resonating for you. Okay, and then we have, I'm trying, excuse me a second. Sorry, pile two, I just want to make sure all the cards were in frame. I'm sure they're still crooked, but I tried my best. So we have the Emerald Dragon, which says, brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. So this again is like, it's kind of like a manifestation energy to me, and with the good fortune is coming, I see that as being related to like having faith that your divine blessings are going, your divine abundance, cosmic abundance, is going to come in when it's meant to, and it will, with the Nine of Cups here. Good fortune is coming. So when you start to, when you're in an energy of receiving and having faith that the things that are meant for you are coming in for you, and they start coming in, that is a sign for you that your soulmate is also going to be coming in. And with let your thoughts support your divine perfection, that is like fully in alignment with what I would associate with a Strength and a Three of Wands there. And there might also be a connection with the Emerald Dragon and being in like another field, a field of flowers, potentially wildflowers. I'm not sure what type of flowers these are, but you might be, again, traveling to a place where there's maybe like a meadow or a field full of wildflowers. This could also be saying it might be a time of the year where the flowers are starting to bloom. You might have live in a place where there's like a distinct type of flower that only blooms at a certain time of year. So that might resonate for you as like around that time. Even if they're like not ground flowers, it might be like a flowering tree that only blooms at a certain time, such as like maybe a cherry blossom or magnolia tree. Or I know that in Toronto there's a lot of ivory silk lilac trees that I think only bloom like at the beginning of summertime, I think. So just take that however resonates for you, but that might be an additional message. And it could also just be saying pink flowers are a significant sign for you that your abundance is about to come in. It's probably going to happen all at once, but I'm getting the sense from this that like you're not that far away, and it is, we're talking about like maybe spring, summertime, and it is spring, summertime right now where I live. So it might resonate for you as like, I'm just getting a sense it's not that far off for you. And there's lots of positive messages here for you today, pile 2. And I do think it's interesting that you chose the green flower, and then we have the emerald dragon. So and there's lots of like green grass and things like that here. So and green is also associated with the heart chakra. So so it might be green things, green spaces, being out in nature, and any type of green animal, maybe green lizards. Or there might even be like green plants, green flowers that might bloom at certain times that might be significant for you. The color green might be significant for you. And emerald is also the birthstone for May. So we could be talking about May here if that resonates for you. And then we have strawberry, which says agreement. It is associated with the element of water and the sign of Libra. And it is the number 24, which reduces to 6. And then we have leaves and a feather here. So that could be saying that feathers are also a significant symbol from Spirit that you are close to meeting your soulmate. You could find a lot of feathers on the ground, especially if you're out in nature. That could be, again, a sign from Spirit. With the leaves here, this could also be saying that, with all of this like green, verdant energy here, this could be saying you might also either work with plants, work with herbalism. You might be like a green witch, like that kind of thing. If that's resonating for you, only take it if it resonates. This could also just be like with the leaves here, like you're just being out in nature. There's a nature association there. Or I am seeing a lot of like spring, summer kind of energy. But if there's leaves here, they might be when the leaves fall. So this might be talking more towards autumn. If that resonates for you. And then we do have Libra, which is the Libra season would be the end of September, beginning of October. So that would be right after the summer when the leaves begin to fall. If that's resonating for you, we also have the number 24, which reduces to 6. So that could be the month of June, or there's an association with, you might meet this person through your workplace, or like something that you do every day, which might be associated with the Ace of Pentacles. You might be starting a new job or a new project or get a promotion. There's like some new new opportunity there that might lead you to meeting this person. And the number 6 is also associated with family. So this might happen at a time when you are spending more time with your family, or something significant is happening in your family, if that is resonating for you. And then we do have water, the element of water, and so if we're, you know, there's another association with Cancer there in terms of, you know, a water sign that is also associated with summertime, because Cancer season is like late June, early July. So if that's resonating for you, just again, you can claim whatever is resonating for you and just leave the rest, you know. There's lots of messages for lots of different people watching. But that's what I wanted to say about that. Oh, and with the word agreement, that could also be saying that this might be, you might be making a new agreement, like signing a contract of some kind with the Ace of Pentacles here. This could also be saying this is going to happen at a time when everything seems like it's in alignment. And with this receptive energy here of the Strength and the Three of Wands, it might be at a period of time in your life when there is not a lot of conflict going on, not a lot of interpersonal conflict. If there was, we have processed it and moved away from that. We're at a time in our life when things appear to be going smoothly and our manifestations are starting to come in. That's what I would see with the agreement card there. And then, oh, okay. And then we have longevity. They're always so crooked. Okay, it's okay. Which is associated with the element of air and the sign of Scorpio. There's a clock here, so that would vibe for me with this concept of divine timing and knowing that things happen in divine timing. We have a sun here, which might be associated with Leo, which we do have this lion here. And again, Leo season is late July, early August, so another summertime connection there. And then if we're talking about an air sign that might be associated with summertime, we have like maybe Gemini, which would be late May, early June. Or we could still be talking about Libra, even though it's like not technically really the summertime anymore. But again, just take that however it resonates. There is another leaf on this card, so that's another connection to nature and being outdoors. And then with the longevity message, we could take that a couple of ways. That might be saying that we are investing in something long term with the Ace of Pentacles, and or this could just be saying like this is a confirmation that this person is your soulmate, is the fact that you will both want to pursue a long-term relationship together. Like that's something that you would both want to prioritize in your relationship, if that resonates for you. And with the mixture of both agreement and longevity, I'm seeing that you're going to be probably at a period of time in your life when things are flowing smoothly, your relationships are flowing smoothly, and then this would also be a confirmation for me that one of the ways in which you will recognize that this person is your soulmate is that it's going to be a very easy connection. There's not going to be a lot of conflict, and with longevity, I'm seeing you are both going to be on the same page in terms of what you want out of the relationship, and I think that's going to be like a green flag that you will see, a lot of green here, that you will see that will help you know and confirm that this person is your soulmate, if that's resonating for you. And then we also have the number 39, which reduces to 3. We do have the 3 on the Three of Wands, and in fact, we have 3 and 9, and then 3 and 9. So, but it does reduce to 3, which is connected with emotions, creative expression, and the energy of the Empress, which again is in an energy of receiving and having a very divine, a very balanced divine feminine energy of knowing your worth and knowing that your divine abundance is always with you, even if you do not have it in the 3D yet. It will be coming in with this Nine of Cups, and it's just like a beautiful energy of receptivity here. Like things are just flowing, they're just happening, you know. And this is a great reading regardless of whether we're talking about a soulmate or not. So I wanted to say that. Oh, and you might also be a Scorpio sun. Or your soulmate might be a Scorpio sun. Again, only take that if it resonates for you, because you know there's lots of people watching. So if it does resonate for you, that might be an additional message for you there. And with the repetition of the 3 and the 9 might also be saying March 9th and or September 3rd might be significant dates for you. If that's resonating, or the month of March or the month of September. Ooh, okay. So we have spider here as a symbol, another symbol that you might see a lot, especially if you're out in nature. It makes sense that you'd be seeing spiders. I know that I once had a reading where I was told that Spirit was going to be sending me spiders, and I was like, please don't, you know, because they're a great symbol. They're a symbol of like cosmic creation and co-creating with the universe. They're a great symbol related to creativity, if that is something that resonates for you. And there's like a strong connection to spirituality and like, again, like the creation of the universe. It's like weaving your own web, standing in your power, and your own power of creation is associated with the spider. So it's a positive message. However, I have pretty bad arachnophobia. So again, when my spirit guide said they were going to send me spiders, I was like, well, please don't send me spiders. Send me anything else but spiders. But you might see a lot of spiders, especially if you're out. And it could be spider symbolism. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to like wake up and find a spider in your bed. It's more just like you might see somebody who has a spider tattoo, or you know, or if this is happening around Halloween time, there might be like spider decorations and stuff like that that you might like really be drawn to or really be noticing a lot. And that might be just a symbol for you that that your soulmate is near. But again, if you're outside a lot, like there's a lot of spiders outside, so that might resonate for you. And then we have. Ooh, okay, we have the alligator, which again is another creature that you can see outside. I know there are places in the world, I'm particularly thinking of Florida, but I know there are other places in the world where there are alligators just out in the wild. So that could be another sign for you. If you live somewhere where there are a lot of alligators, you might be seeing a lot of alligators, or you might travel somewhere where there are alligators, particularly maybe Florida, because there's a beach here as well. You might be going on a beach vacation to Florida, if that resonates for you. Or if you were resonating with the idea of maybe taking a trip to the zoo or somewhere where they do have lions and alligators, even if you don't live in a part of the world where you would see a lion or an alligator out on a walk or something, you might be traveling to the zoo, or you might go to the zoo with certain family members, and it might be around that time when you do meet your soulmate. So, and what's interesting is I'm noticing here, like this is happening during nighttime, and there's already a moon over there. There's also something behind this alligator that is making me think of, we just recently had a blood moon, but it's making me think of some other planet or astrological event. So if you're resonating with the idea, there might be some significant weather event that happens around the time when you're going to meet your soulmate, or some significant astrological event that might happen around that time, because there's some planetary body that's like not the moon on this card behind this alligator. It's interesting there. I'm not really sure what that is supposed to represent, but that's interesting. So there might be a connection there. And then something that just occurred to me when I was looking at the spider card is there's lots of like rainbow colors here. And so it could be something that is like around the time of Pride Month, which I think in a lot of places is the month of June. Again, lots of summertime imagery here. If that's resonating for you, June might be a signal. Oh, and also 6, on the 24 reduces to 6. So that could also be another confirmation that the month of June might be very significant in terms of when you'll meet your soulmate. So with that said, I am going to end your reading here today, Pile 2. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below. Let me know how it resonated for you. And if you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon if you would like to check it out. That would be great, but no pressure. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 3 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the yellow flower, then this is going to be your reading for today about what signs and symbols you might see before you meet your soulmate. And we are not really going to go deep into like the meanings of the different cards that come out because we're just looking for symbolisms that we can see on the cards, like, you know, signs and symbols that we can see on the cards, maybe with the artwork. And if we do touch on the meaning of the card, it might just be in the context of, you know, what the timing might be like around when you meet your soulmate. So with that said, let's get into it. Oops. Okay. What signs and symbols? Whoa, okay. That's way too many cards. Okay. What signs and symbols? Okay. So we have the Queen of Wands. Try and get this straight on camera. We have the Knight of Pentacles. What signs and symbols might pile 3 see before they meet their soulmates? Signs. Okay. The Lovers. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. That's actually very sweet. What signs and symbols might pile 3 see? Okay. And then we have, Four of Swords. I'll straighten the cards in a sec. What signs and symbols might pile 3 see before they meet their soulmate? Spirit, what signs and symbols might pile 3 see before they meet their soulmate? Spirit, what signs and symbols? Lots of cards that are kind of coming out. Okay, there. Okay, actually, that's too many. So it's okay. Okay, there we go. There we have it. All right, and then we have the Hermit. Okay. I will go card by card. I wanted to start with an intuitive message that came out when the Lover's card came out, was that you specifically might, if you're watching tarot readings, you might specifically see the Lover's card come out a lot in those readings before you meet your soulmate. That, like, the Lover's card itself might be a sign or a symbol from Spirit that you're about to meet your soulmate. So that was something that just came through. I haven't received a message like that about the other piles, so I think that might be like an important symbol for somebody watching, is like specifically seeing the Lover's card. And in addition to that, we do have 2 campfires here. So there might be a connection with camping. There might be a connection with fire. This person might be a fire sign, or you might be a fire sign. Just take that however it resonates. There might be a connection with being outdoors and connecting with nature, maybe doing nature spells or natural witchcraft, if that resonates for you. And or it could be saying, if you've been doing manifestation work with candles, this might be a confirmation that using like the fire and flame of a candle might be helpful in manifesting your soulmate and bringing that connection closer to you. But if we're looking at it for a sign and symbol, campfires, camping, being outdoors, maybe hiking, going on a canoe trip, anything that's kind of like related to that might be significant to your connection. So if you've felt drawn or compelled to go on a camping trip or do something like that, it might be a good idea to pursue that. And this also speaks to me about, and I'm not seeing much contradiction here, this speaks to me about summertime as well. And that's just because I live in a part of the world where we have like 4 distinct seasons. And so that the best time to go camping and be outdoors is in the summertime. So that might resonate with somebody. In terms of animals on the cards, we have several cats, which is typical for this deck because cats are a common witch's familiar. But we have, in fact, there's cats on every card, particularly black cats. I'm seeing a black cat on every single card, so that could be a symbol that you might have a cat, specifically a black cat. Your person, your soulmate might have a cat, or be a cat lover. This could also be saying that you might adopt or purchase a cat, or come into the ownership of a cat around the time when you meet your soulmate. You might be thinking about getting a new kitten or something like that. Or black cats specifically might be a sign from Spirit. There is a calico cat here as well, but all of the cards have a black cat on them. So black cats might specifically be a message from Spirit that that you're close to meeting your soulmate. And that could also be a sign. We do also have cobwebs on this card, so that might also be a sign that Halloween might be significant. And there's kind of like a spirit coming out of the smoke here. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a little face with some eyes. So that would again speak to me about doing some sort of witchcraft involving flame, whether that's a candle or around a campfire, doing some sort of burning ceremony. I'm not super well versed on witchcraft, but I know that you can do spells around fire. That might be significant for you. That might be something that you're exploring around the time when you meet your soulmate. But this might also, it kind of looks like a ghost with the cobwebs, with the black cats, speak to me about Halloween. So that could be like summer moving into autumn. And that's a similar message that we've had in other piles. So even though all of these cards have been different so far, there might be a message for you if you felt drawn to a different pile. There was like similar energies, similar messages, and like a similar time frame that I'm feeling here. And then to continue with the animals, we have a dragon. I don't know if you'd consider a dragon to be an animal, but that could be saying that speaks to me about high fantasy things, obviously Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing games, something of that type. It could be talking about like reading a fantasy novel, getting really into a fantasy series. It could be like if you're really into Game of Thrones or something like that, or Lord of the Rings. I know that there is a dragon in Lord of the Rings. I haven't read Lord of the Rings. I've only seen the movies. But I know that there is a dragon involved somehow. But this, it also talks about like high fantasy, if that is something that you are into. This might be something that your soulmate is also into, or you might be watching a show that is involved in dragons, or this could just be, another way of saying like a sign and symbol that you might see a lot. Like maybe somebody has a dragon tattoo, or somebody else is reading a book about dragons and won't stop talking about it. It might just come up a lot around the time, and specifically maybe an orange dragon might be a symbol for you, or like a fire-breathing dragon might be a symbol for you. And then there's also a hummingbird on this card, so that could also be a symbol for you. And then I'm also seeing an owl on this card. And there are cows. This is like a field with cows in the distance here. So, owls and cows might also be like hummingbirds, dragons, cats, owls, cows, might be animals that are significant for you. This can also talk to me about being out in the countryside, being near farmland, if that resonates for you, versus being like this camping energy. Like these people are both in forests. So there could be, it's like rolling hills in the countryside, and the forest might be significant places that you might be traveling to. You might live near a forest, you might live in the country in a rural area, or you might have plans to go there, or something might pop up that is an opportunity to go to some place like that. And that, again, I would see that as a symbol of you're close to meeting your soulmate. And there's also, I know that this is a queen, and there's like cobblestones, which is speaking to me about a castle. I believe this person is also asleep in a castle, and there it looks like there's almost like a castle or like a fortress type building back there. So that might also be a significant symbol for you, which would tie into kind of like the high fantasy theme. I know that is, the like one of the themes of this deck. But it could be, you could be traveling somewhere where there's a lot of like ancient architecture. That is something that is popping out to me. And then the other thing is associated with the message of the Four of Swords is this is taking place in, like, this is someone's home. So there's a kind of a dual message here about going somewhere outdoors in the forest or in an open field somewhere, and then there's a message about being at home and resting. And so what I would take from that is that you do not have to force your meeting with your soulmate. I don't think there's anything you could do to miss this meeting, even if you don't go to a forest or a field somewhere. You might just be like, again, like seeing a lot of images of trees, or images of farmland, or be reading or watching something that has those themes in it, if that resonates for you, because again, there's a message about being at home with the Four of Swords here, and this person's like comfortable on their bed. And I'm also seeing that the pattern on this bedspread looks like autumn leaves to me, so that might also be another connection with Halloween. And then, in addition to that, a lot of these cards take place during the daytime. Like a lot of the cards in this deck are like very bright and sunny, and what's interesting is it's bright and sunny over here and then it's dark. You know, it's like taking place at nighttime in these three cards here. So there might be like a particular time of year in the place where you live where it was darker than other times of the year. Like for example, where I live, you know, it gets very dark in the winter. You know, the sun sets around 4 p.m. and you know, it's very, very different from the summertime where the sun sets around 11 p.m. So the days just seem a lot darker. That might be another message about time frame. Could be from the summer through the autumn into the winter, if that resonates for you. This could also be a message that you might be going through a dark night of the soul. If that resonates for you, there might just be like a kind of like a symbolically darker period in your life. But not that I don't want to scare you. I'm not seeing very many negative messages here. But you could just be going through like some sort of transformation, and there might be a need to rest with the Four of Swords here and do some soul searching with the Hermit card. It's like this is kind of an introspective energy here. You might be going through that and doing maybe some shadow work around the time when your soulmate comes towards you. And then I also wanted to mention that I'm not super well versed on like the phases of the moon, but the fact that this moon is in a particular phase might be a sign for you to work with the phases of the moon, which would be, you know, when it's a new moon, it's a good opportunity to set intentions and start new goals. And when the moon is going towards like a full moon, that's a good time to, you know, to kind of wrap things up, if that makes sense, if that resonates for you. I know there's lots of other spiritual leaders and tarot readers out there who know a lot more about working with the moon, but that might be another symbol for you, is the moon here. And then another thing for me when I see the moon on a tarot card that is not the moon card, what that tells me is Spirit is working behind the scenes, and there's nothing to worry about, which would resonate with the message that I was getting, that you do not need to do anything to force your meeting with your soulmate. Spirit's on top of it, they have it, you know, things are going to happen in divine timing, and there's nothing to worry about, you know. And sometimes I think tarot readers kind of give the message that, you know, in order to meet your soulmate, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to try new things. You have to give them the opportunity to meet you. And I think sometimes that's true. You know, it is important. Something that I am always working on is stepping more outside of my comfort zone. And, you know, and I know when it's time to push myself to do something new, even just for having a new experience. I'm getting the impression with this Four of Swords card that it's more the opposite. Like, if you find that you need to rest, if you're going through like a heavy introspective time where you're doing a lot of shadow work, and you need to rest because that is the way that you are able to process everything that is going on, you will, like, whatever you're doing that's bringing you outside of the house, even if it's just like going down to the lobby to collect your mail, or like walking the dog around the block, whatever it means for you, like, you know, that can be the serendipitous meeting where you find your soulmate, who might also be, you know, somebody who is more staying at home right now. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to go on a really long camping trip with the hopes of meeting your soulmate there. If that's not resonating for you, if that's not in alignment with your interests, your personality, or you don't have the ability to travel somewhere and do camping right now, like, that's okay. There's nothing to worry about. You're going to meet your soulmate the way you're supposed to, when you're meant to. There's nothing to worry about. So I just wanted to give that extra bit of reassurance there. And then I also wanted to talk about this Queen of Wands is holding a bouquet of flowers. And so this might indicate that somebody might come towards you with a bouquet of flowers. This might speak to me about, and it could be like totally unrelated to like a romantic gesture. It might be, you know, you might be going through some sort of milestone, like you might be graduating, you might be, you know, there's might be some other occasion. It could be your birthday or something, you know, or like just a platonic friend might get you flowers for Valentine's Day. Like, there just might be some occasion or reason why somebody might give you a bouquet of flowers or gift you with flowers, or maybe might buy you a plant. There might be a connection with gardening, so a lot of this outdoors energy if that's resonating for you. But you know, somebody might present you with a bouquet of flowers, and that might be like a sign or a symbol of like spirits like get ready, you know. It might be around this time. And again, if you know of a particular milestone that you are approaching where it is common to give somebody a bouquet of flowers in celebration of that milestone, that might be an indication from spirit around the time frame that you might expect to meet your soulmate. So I wanted to mention that. And then this Knight of Pentacles, it looks like they have like tools on their belt, like a hammer and maybe some sort of chisel. So that might be related to something like construction, woodworking, handiness, and that might be something that you are either like developing an interest in. You might be doing a lot of DIY and crafting projects. That might be something that the two of you have in common. There could be a connection with something, so again, construction. So there might be doing construction on your building around the time when you meet this person, or like in your neighborhood. There might be like a really loud construction project. They might be like building something next door to you, and that could be a clue as to the time frame there. It could be saying that your soulmate is very handy and very good with construction, if that is something that resonates for you. And then the other thing I'm noticing is that this person has, like bracers on their arms. So that might be, if you see someone wearing like either like a wristband or a bracer like that, might be a symbol or a sign or symbol for you. You know, I mean, if you're getting into like high fantasy, that could be something relevant there. Or it could be saying your soulmate wears wristbands or wrist decoration, like a lot of bracelets or something like that. Could be another symbol for you. Or it could be saying that they do archery, or maybe archery might be something that is significant for you around the time when you meet your soulmate. So that's what I'm seeing in the tarot cards. And as always, you might be seeing like signs and symbols on the cards that I'm not seeing while I'm doing the reading. And if that's the case, please feel free to claim whatever you see, because those messages are there for a reason. And feel free to share that in the comments as well if you think that would be helpful for somebody else. And then I just noticed as I was talking, there are also mushrooms here on this card. So that might also be a symbol, and again, you might be like really into like mushroom themed decor and stuff like that. So I wanted to say that. Oh, okay. I'm gonna rearrange the cards. Give me a sec. All right, so we have the deep blue dragon, which says keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. And so that would kind of reiterate the message of these cards for me. You are safe. There's nothing to worry about. Your pathway is being cleared. Spirit's working behind the scenes to make sure that this meeting is going to happen the way that it's meant to happen. You don't have to force anything. You don't need to worry about anything. You are protected. And if you are going through some shadow work and things that you might have, like with the message of the Lovers card, I know I wasn't going to go super deep into the meanings of these cards. You might have a choice to make. There might be some important choice or decision that you need to make. The message here is you cannot make the wrong choice if you follow your heart. Like if you follow your inner guidance, it's like there's no choice, no pathway you could take here that would lead you away from your soulmate. So don't worry about that. That's a message that's coming through. And you might need to take some time to rest if it's like a difficult decision, and like really process your emotions and feelings with the Four of Swords and the Hermit here. And with the walking on the path of light, I would see that being connected with the message of the Knight of Pentacles and perhaps the Queen of Wands there. You know, again, I'm not trying to get super deep into the meanings, but, you know, this is like, it's kind of like an everyday commitment sort of energy of like, you know, I'm moving forward. I don't need to be racing forward, as long as I show up every day and I do the things that I need to do, and you know, if we're getting into the self-care message here, as long as you're showing up and doing things that you need to do that are in alignment with your spiritual path, everything is going to be perfectly fine. And with the Queen of Wands, you know, this could be saying multiple different things. This might be a period of time in your life when you're feeling inspired to take a specific action, especially if it involves making some sort of choice or decision that is in alignment with your divine path, your divine purpose. That might be a difficult choice to make. But it's like, this is kind of a message about doing things that are in alignment. This can also be saying, there might be like a period of time where you are involved in a lot of social activities, and really this might be saying like you might be pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you know, and trying out new things, and really kind of exploring what's out there, and then, you know, and then if we're moving through the messages of these cards, that might lead you to a certain path, that might require you to go through a period of rest after that end. So it might be like a period of extroversion followed by a period of introversion, you know, that will help you come to some sort of conclusion. And I think that the person on the Hermit card is meditating with the faith that everything is okay, because they are protected, they're walking their path in alignment with their divine light, and they know that Spirit is clearing the path, Spirit is clearing the way. As long as you make choices that are in alignment with what your heart wants, there's no way to go wrong here. There's no way to miss your soulmate. It's just not going to happen. So that's something that is coming through here. And then also, I know this is a dragon deck, but it is another dragon. So, you know, so there might be, again, that might be a symbol for you. And this dragon is breathing fire, even though they are a blue dragon. So, you know, that's the idea of a fire-breathing dragon might resonate for you. And then we also have more fire and smoke imagery here. And these are dragon cards, but they're not all breathing fire. A lot of them are just kind of sleeping or hanging out, you know. So this could also be like fire and smoke, in addition like to this campfire imagery here, and this smoke with maybe a spirit in it, might confirm for me that you might be spending time around a campfire or a bonfire, or doing some sort of ritual or spell that involves flame or a fire or a burning ceremony of some kind, if that resonates for you. And then we have the geranium, which is associated with the element of air, the sign of Aries. There is a potion on this card, and it is, and leaves, and it's the number 37, which reduces to 10, which reduces to 1, which could be further confirmation of this connection with Aries, even though this is connected with the element of air. I do want to say, in terms of zodiac signs, the Lovers is associated with Gemini, Queen of Wands is associated with all fire signs, including Aries. There might be a specific sign that is associated with this card, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. And then we have Swords, which is associated with air again, and you know, Gemini is an air sign. And then we have this Earth energy with the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Hermit, which is associated with Virgo. So you might have those placements, or your soulmate might have those placements, or you might meet people in your life along the path to your soulmate who are either like an Aries, a Virgo, a Gemini, or a fire or an earth or an air sign, who might be very significant to your connection. So I wanted to say that. And then the message of healing here, very connected with the Four of Swords and the Hermit energy. You might be going through a period where you're healing things. And with these two cards coming after the Lovers card, might be saying there might be things related to past relationships, particularly past romantic relationships, that the reason why we're having messages about divine timing coming out here might be because you're closing out a cycle of behavior or thought patterns, or like limiting beliefs or past trauma, or whatever it is related to a past relationship. You're closing out that cycle, you're healing from it, you're doing the soul searching, doing the shadow work, whatever needs to happen here, you're healing that. And so when you are starting to feel healed and like you're closing out the end of this process, that's a sign, especially because this reduces to 10, which reduces to 1. It's like 10 is associated with like the end. It's 10. There's, you know, especially with Suits of the Tarot, there's nothing after the 10. It goes back to 1. So it's like the end to the beginning. And then we have here that 6 plus 4 is 10 again, and then the 9, which is the number associated with completion. It's like it's the 9 and then the 10, and you start it back at 1. So that's something else that I wanted to point out. And then with the leaves here, that would also resonate for me in terms of the like natural energies here. Energy of being outdoors, even though we do have also a message about staying inside. It's okay to stay inside if you need to do that. But just like there's a very kind of natural imagery to that. And then with this potion here, might be a healing potion. There could be a connection here if you are into like role-playing games or video games or board games. There's might be a healing dynamic in in a game that you like to play, or like a book series you like to read, or a TV series that you're watching where they might drink potions to heal themselves, or they might there might be some other different mechanic, but it's almost like a magical healing theme. So that could also be a sign with the potion here. That might also be a sign from Spirit that your soulmate is either like also into that stuff, and or that's a sign that you are getting close to meeting them. And you might also be getting into witchcraft or alchemy. Might be something and making like spell jars and things like that might be something that is significant for you and might be helpful for you in terms of healing through whatever is going on here, and in terms of manifesting the soulmate, because those two things are very connected for you. So that's what else I'm seeing there. And then it is a flower here. Some of these cards are like herbs or vegetables or fruits. Like there's all different kinds of plants. It is the Green Witch Oracle. And I highly recommend this Oracle if you're thinking about buying an Oracle deck, just because these cards are so versatile. Like I've used them in all different kinds of readings so far, and I've never really come upon a moment where the message of the card didn't apply to what I was talking about. So I definitely highly recommend this deck. I'm getting off topic, I'm sorry, but this is another flower, and we do have flower imagery here. So if it's particularly geraniums, might be a significant flower for you. If somebody gives you a bouquet of geraniums, or somebody who they have geraniums growing on their front lawn or on their balcony, however that applies, that might also be, that person might be significant to your connection, or that might be a time frame around when it is likely that you are going to meet your soulmate. So that's what I'm seeing with the geranium card. Oh, and then we have the cleansing card with lemon. And on this card, I am seeing it is associated with the element of water, which is interesting because we haven't had a lot of water imagery so far. It's been the other elements. We've had air, we've had earth, we've had fire, and now we have water. So that would tell me, that you or this person could be any sign, and this might also be saying you might try, like if you're going to the forest, it might be by a lake or a body of water. Or if you're like out in the countryside, again, it might be by a lake or a body of water or a river or some natural type of water source. It might be significant. This could also be something that's coming in, as this might also be a message about doing spells in the bath or the shower, or working with water in some way. And maybe doing the 2-cup method of manifestation might be significant for you, if that resonates for you. So working with fire and working with water, I think like working with the elements in some way might be very significant. And then we do also have the connection to the moon there, and then this moon down here. And it looks like by the orientation of the moon on these cards, it's like the same phase of the moon. I just unfortunately don't know off the top of my head what that phase is called. But this would again speak to me. It's another message that your spirit guides have got this, and there's nothing to worry about. But it might be helpful if you're going through a process of healing and cleansing to work with the phases of the moon. And then if we're dealing with the element of water and the concept of cleansing, water is very much associated with cleansing, and something that I know from reading about different animal spirit guides is frogs are also very much associated with the cleansing power of water. So frogs might be another animal for you that you might see a lot. And as I was talking about doing like spells that involve water or water rituals in the bath, something that I have recently started doing is doing it like intuitive spells. I'm not following a guidebook. I'm just following my intuition in terms of doing water spells. Is that I use the cleansing power of either a bath or a shower to wash away old thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. And then I just literally say out loud, this water is washing away old thoughts, old belief patterns, self-limiting beliefs, etc., whatever I want to be washed away. I say it's being washed away, and it's flowing down the drain, and it will eventually evaporate. This water is washing that stuff away. And then when I feel like I'm kind of done with the washing part, then I say this new water, this fresh water is replenishing me. This fresh water is filling me with new beliefs, new thought patterns, new behavior patterns, new ways of dealing with things, new coping mechanisms, new, whatever it is you're trying to cleanse out with the old, in with the new. That might be another thing to try if you're open to trying that. And then we do also have a connection with Gemini here, and that's, the lovers associated with Gemini there might be significant for you. And or this might also be a confirmation that you will literally see the Lovers card a lot before you meet your soulmate. We do have more leaves here on this card, so that's again another connection with plants and nature and being outdoors. Even if that's something that you're not really into, it might just be a period of time when you are just doing that more, just out of whatever your life circumstances are. It's like you just have more opportunities to be outside. If that resonates for you. And then what's interesting is we do have candles here, and these look like ritual spell casting candles to me, and that would fully reiterate what I was saying about working with fire, working with flame, working with candles, and working with like if this resonates for you, working with any kind of witchcraft or spell casting or manifestation work that involves the elements, and specifically the element of fire is really significant here for you. So again, I would take that both as like confirmation that symbols around fire and like candle symbolism and fire symbolism might be significant for you. In addition to, I think this is Spirit taking the opportunity to urge you to work with flame or fire spells, or like doing, if you need to do like cord cutting or an attachment, like a burning ceremony. That might be, it might be a good idea to do that, to like release old things if there's old stuff going on there in this Lovers card for you, so that you can rest and recover and heal from that stuff. If that's significant for you, that might be just an additional message coming out here. And then in terms of your animal spirits, we have a wolf here. And then we have another moon on this card, and not all of these animal cards have moons on them. So the phases of the moon might be very significant for you. And Spirit's also coming through again to reiterate that there's nothing to worry about. And this is like another nighttime scene. It's the moon and the stars. So again, there might be like healing or shadow work that is happening around the time when you will meet your soulmate. And then the wolf and wolf imagery and anywhere that a wolf might live, and this wolf looks like it's on a cliff, that might be significant, a sign or a symbol before you meet your soulmate. And something else that just came through is, I know, I'm sorry, you're going to be just a little bit longer than the other piles, but something else that's coming through is, you might be, and especially if you're in this Four of Swords Hermit energy, you might be feeling lonely before you meet your soulmate. You might be experiencing, because there's like the concept of like the lone wolf or wolf. There's only one wolf here. This wolf is not with their pack yet. So you might be feeling lonely, or like you have to go through a period of healing on your own before you meet your soulmate, and you might feel like you're like calling out into the heavens and saying like, okay, where's my person? I don't want to do this totally alone. And this I would take as like reassurance from Spirit that there's a lot of messages. There's nothing to worry about. Divine timing is at play. There might be stuff to release and stuff to work on, working with fire, working with water, however that resonates for you, might really help in closing out the end of this cycle, so that you can bring in this soulmate maybe just a little bit faster than you would otherwise. And there might also be a reason why we're getting a time frame that spans from summer through autumn back to winter again. I'm not seeing like a ton of necessary like springtime imagery here. It's like the span of summer through to winter is what I'm seeing. So I wanted to say that about the wolf card. And then we have the vulture here. And this is also interesting because this might seem like a scary, animal or whatever, because vultures are known as like carrion eaters, like they eat the dead bodies of deceased animals, and I think a lot of people like they have kind of a stigma, and they're so I think that sometimes they can look a little bit creepy, But what this is saying is this also speaks to me about some like solitary journey you might be just closing out of around the time when you meet your soulmate. This could also be saying that when you make a choice that leads you on your healing journey towards like following your own path and being in alignment with your higher good, your greater purpose, and knowing that you are protected, this is telling me you might feel, in addition to feeling a little bit lonely, you might be feeling misunderstood, if that resonates for you. And again, there's the message, there's nothing to worry about because Spirit knows who you are. You know who you are. And your soulmate will know who you are. And they will love you for who you are. Not who you're pretending to be, not who you used to be, etc., etc. They love you for who you are right now. And who you are when they meet you. That they can see your soul. That's the concept of a soulmate. Your souls recognize each other. And even if you have felt like you have been misunderstood by other people, or even the vast majority of people, your soulmate will see you for who you are, and they will understand you on a level that nobody else has like the capacity to do. If that's resonating for you, if that's something that is reassuring to hear, there's another message with the vulture spirit. I know in a different deck, I don't know about this one, but there is another message of the vulture spirit in a different deck that that nothing is wasted. So yeah, it's just like another message about divine timing and like serendipity and being able to look back at the journey that we've been on and realize that it was all for a purpose. It was all for a reason. There was a specific reason why we needed to go through the things that we went through before we could receive the things that we were trying to manifest. So there is a message here about needing to have faith. Because no opportunity, no experience is wasted if we take the time to process, to do the shadow work, to do the soul searching, to do the healing and the cleansing work that we might need to do. There's a purpose to everything, and there's another confirmation here that you are being divinely protected, even when it might feel like that's not the case, or like it's taking a million years to meet your soulmate. There's nothing to worry about here with these messages of the wolf and the vulture and all these other messages here. And then something else I wanted to say before I end your reading, pile 3, that I forgot to say is I forgot to literally talk about the lemons on this card. So this might talk to me about traveling to some place where there are naturally growing lemon trees. Might be a part of the world where you might meet your soulmate, or you might be traveling somewhere where there are lemon trees, like right before you meet your soulmate, or like that might be like a symbol that you're entering kind of the final stretch, or lemonade might be another thing that, and if we're talking about the summertime, or maybe going camping, maybe like drinking lemonade on a camping trip might be something that might be a sign or symbol for you, or there could be, with the famous saying, when life gives you lemons, we make lemonade because nothing is wasted. If that is resonating for you, it's like just turning things that might be painful and difficult into opportunities for personal growth. That might be something that you are being urged to do that might really help bring this connection in a lot faster. And it might be around the time when you are working on that sort of thing that you will come into union with your soulmate. So I wanted to say that, pile 3. Your pile is a little bit longer than the other piles, but I do hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below. Let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. I also have a Patreon where I will post extended readings and bonus videos. If you wanted to check that out, it's in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video.